Huggy Wuggy, the terrifying monstrous toy that stalked us in Chapter 1. The creature that Playtime Co. created to be the ultimate experiment, the one we thought we had finally defeated. But as we've seen throughout the game, nothing in Playtime Co. stays dead for long. New theories, hidden clues, and shocking details suggest that Huggy Wuggy might be making a return in Chapter 5. But what's even more surprising is that the one who could bring him back is none other than Kissy Missy. This raises so many questions. Why would Kissy Missy try to save Huggy? What connection do they have? And if Huggy does come back, will he be the same creature we once feared? Or something even worse? Today we're going to break down every clue, analyze Kissy Missy's true role, and reveal the shocking way she could be the key to Huggy Wuggy's return in Chapter 5. First, let's go back to Huggy Wuggy's disappearance. At the end of Chapter 1, after chasing us through the vents, Huggy Wuggy plummets from a great height, disappearing into the darkness below. Most players assumed that was the end for him, but what if it wasn't? We never actually see his body. Instead, what we do see is a blood trail leading into the ventilation system. Someone or something dragged him away. Then, in Chapter 2, we get even more hints that Huggy Wuggy may still be alive. In one of the factory's abandoned tunnels, there are strange blue fur fibers, the same shade as Huggy Wuggy. Some even believe that he may have been moving through the vents, watching us from the shadows. But if Huggy survived, what condition is he in? And more importantly, who took him? One of the biggest theories is that Huggy Wuggy was captured by the prototype, Experiment 1006. In Chapter 2, we see the prototype's mechanical hand stealing Mommy Longlegs' body after she is defeated. This suggests that the prototype has been collecting the broken remains of the factory's experiments. But why? Could he be trying to rebuild them? This would explain why Huggy Wuggy was taken. If the prototype is working on something bigger, he might be modifying Huggy Wuggy, making him stronger, more dangerous, or even completely under his control. If this theory is true, then when Huggy Wuggy returns, he may not be the same creature we once knew. He might be a puppet of the prototype turned into something far worse. And this is where Kissy Missy comes in. Kissy Missy is one of the most mysterious characters in Poppy Playtime. Unlike the other toy experiments, she doesn't try to hurt us. Instead, in Chapter 2, she actually helps the player by opening a locked gate. She doesn't attack. She doesn't chase us. She simply helps. This is extremely unusual, because every other experiment we've encountered has tried to kill us. This raises a major question. Why is Kissy Missy different? Some theories suggest that Kissy Missy might actually still have some level of humanity left in her. Unlike Huggy Wuggy, who was immediately aggressive, Kissy Missy seems more cautious, more thoughtful. It's almost as if she's resisting whatever programming was forced onto her. And if she's capable of that, could she also be capable of something else? Could she be trying to save Huggy Wuggy? There are strong hints that Kissy Missy and Huggy Wuggy were created as a pair. If we look at the Playtime Co. advertisements, Huggy and Kissy were always marketed together, almost like they were two halves of the same experiment. Some players even believe that they might have once been real people who knew each other before becoming experiments. This would mean that Kissy Missy isn't just another toy. She has a personal reason to help Huggy Wuggy. She might remember him, she might care about him, and she might even be trying to bring him back from whatever the prototype has done to him. But if Kissy Missy is really trying to help Huggy Wuggy, then this raises another terrifying possibility. What if she has to fight the prototype to save him? Think about it. If Huggy Wuggy has been turned into something worse, Kissy Missy may be the only one who can bring him back to who he used to be. But the prototype isn't going to let that happen. If the prototype has been controlling or modifying Huggy Wuggy, he's not just going to let Kissy Missy take him back. This could mean that in Chapter 5, we might actually see Kissy Missy face off against the prototype in an attempt to save Huggy Wuggy. This would be one of the most dramatic moments in the entire game. Two of Playtime Co.'s biggest experiments fighting over Huggy Wuggy's fate. But here's the real question, will she succeed? Think about it. If Huggy Wuggy has been turned into something worse, Kissy Missy may be the only one who can bring him back to who he used to be. But the prototype isn't going to let that happen. If the prototype has been controlling or modifying Huggy Wuggy, he's not just going to let Kissy Missy take him back. This could mean that in Chapter 5, we might actually see Kissy Missy face off against the prototype in an attempt to save Huggy Wuggy. This would be one of the most dramatic moments in the entire game. Two of Playtime Co.'s biggest experiments fighting over Huggy Wuggy's fate. But here's the real question, will she succeed? If Kissy Missy is able to break the prototype's hold on Huggy Wuggy, then Huggy could become an ally to the player in Chapter 5. This would completely change the dynamic of the game. Up until now, Huggy Wuggy has been our enemy, but if Kissy Missy succeeds, he could turn against the prototype, helping us instead of hunting us. This would be an incredible twist. Huggy Wuggy, the creature we once feared, becoming our protector in the final battle. There's a strong possibility that Kissy Missy plays a much bigger role in Chapter 5 than we realize. Her actions in Chapter 2 show that she is different from the other toys. She might still have her memories, she might still have emotions, and most importantly, she might still care about Huggy Wuggy. But whether or not she can actually save him is another question entirely. If the prototype has already taken full control of Huggy Wuggy, then Kissy Missy may fail to save him, and we may have to fight Huggy Wuggy one last time. So what do you think? Will Kissy Missy be able to save Huggy Wuggy in Chapter 5, or is it already too late? Let me know your theories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because there are still so many more dark secrets hidden inside Playtime Co.